So, today, on this bright and beautiful day, let's wonder, what are the 10 things poor people do that the rich don't do? Haha. Because if we can begin to avoid what we're doing wrong, then surely we can at least begin to start doing the right thing. So, what are they? Well, they think negatively. They do. You see, we need to avoid thinking negatively because this is what poor people do. And it's a cycle of thought. I mean, let's take an example. If we start off absolutely dead rotten poor and we have children and we bring them up with little money and little resources, then what essentially can we give to them? They start possibly thinking as if they too are going to be the same way. And if that's the way, well, they too will become parents, and so on and so forth. So it's a cycle. It goes from generation to generation. The seed of thought of negativity can actually be the seed that grows negatively throughout this and every other lifetime. So this is what poor people can do. This is why cultures can have negative outcomes from negative thinking. So by thinking negatively, this is how we remain poor. The second way that we can begin to get out of this thought process or doing process is negative people, they think or they talk as well and say negative things like I can't or I won't be able to. So if you can't and you won't be able to, why should I help you? I mean, why should anybody help anybody if they can't? If they can't, surely they physically can't because they have no legs, or they can't walk. Surely if your legs are not there, you cannot actually think if your brain is not there. But hold on a second, your brain is there if you've got a head. Surely there's something there if your eyes and ears are a little bit available. I mean, if you're watching this, you can definitely turn it around for sure. The third thing then we're talking about is to avoid all this poorness of ways of doing things or thinking. The 10 things, and the third thing that we're talking about here of the 10 wonderful things, and I was thinking quite differently there when I said 10 things because I shouldn't have said that during that sentence. However, I'm thinking properly now, and the third thing I'm thinking about is justifying their negative thinking. You see, people who are thinking negatively justify this. They actually justify this, and they do it out loud by saying things and talking ill of themselves, saying, for example, I can't do this. And we said that already. I can't do this. They're talking negatively. But they complement that by saying, I can't do this because I was born with, say, one leg shorter than the other or one leg longer than the other. I mean, for me, I look at longer being better. And if it's shorter, surely then you can wiggle more and get into tighter spaces. Surely the sports are something you can do as an advantage. But it's the way they think and then compensate and justify by saying, I can't do this because I have, because of this, because of that. Or they may say, I won't be able to go, or I won't be able to because I have no money. Now that's a common complaint. This is a common pattern of thinking. I won't because I have no money. But often we don't have money, but we earn money, we get money. Money goes around, it flows, just like energy, and it's just a symptom of energy. That's all it is. So if we change our energy, then surely we can change the flow of money. Another way of looking at it, but unfortunately poor people look at it more so than rich people this way. They go, they've seen their parents being unsuccessful, so they then think that they won't be, well, in any way, normally successful. And I mean, moderately successful is just, well, what is it? I mean, at the end of the day, there's a working class and there's a middle class. But if you're in between, you're doing okay, aren't you? Or is that success? I mean, what is the definition of success? Well, that's a whole nother video. If, by the way, you want me to do it, just comment below and I will definitely get on that right away. Thanks for watching, by the way. Interruption halfway. Is this your little treat? You can take a snack if you wish. By the way, thank you for watching, and do hit that subscribe button if you do. I would like you. Well, I like you anyway. That's why I'm continuing with the next one. The next tip or way really that people, poor people, are thinking more so, or in this way more so than rich people, is that they spend money before they actually think. about other more positive ways of using this money. Okay, am I going to give you the financial guru's help book right now? No, I ain't going there. This is not what this video is about. This video, of course, as said, is just about 10 things poor people do that rich people don't. But in saying that, by people that are poor spending money before they actually think about other more positive ways of using the money, they actually have gotten rid of their prime resource, which is the current cash or income that they just have taken in. So we need to think. Now, how we think about this money, well, that's a completely other video. Again, comment below and we'll get there. So what I'm saying is we need to start thinking and objectifying how it is or what it is we're going to do with this money. How can I spend this? Can I spend this in a different way? If we were only to make a list of how we could spend it before spending it, and then we spend it in the old-fashioned, regular, routine way, well, that's something different. Maybe next time when we intake our wages, salary, or whatever, we'll then have a more powerful thought process to actually start thinking about things in a different way for the next time. Another way that poor people think more so than rich people is they procrastinate. And this loses time and opportunity all bundled into one. By procrastinating, it's getting tizzy. It's just saying, I don't know, I'm not too sure, I'm all over the place, I'm blah, 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 blah. And even in those 3-4 seconds right there, right then, that is an opportunity like that, just zip, gone. Because opportunities come around very rarely. And the older we get, the rarer they become. Or is it like that? Or is it that we're unaware? And again, we can talk about that in another video. But if we procrastinate, we are losing timely opportunities. Procrastination is a big word. By even saying it, it takes a couple of seconds. If we start thinking, I am procrastinating, there you go. It's 2-3 seconds. That could be a 2-3 second window into something more powerful. Procrastination is, after all, the thief of time. Another way that poor people think or do is that they blame people more so than rich people do. They blame people from their past even, when those people no longer are in their lives. I mean, imagine the sense of that. Think of it for a moment. Blaming people that are no longer in our lives and that will never be in our lives, it makes no sense. It's like saying a person is gone forever. That's it. No matter what negative has happened, whatever they've said or done, they're not here right now. I mean, right here, right now, on my own, I sit and stand. Right here in situ, I stand here in this beautiful balcony, this beautiful weather. I think of this present moment. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm happy for you watching this. I'm delighted that you've taken the time to come here. And I'm really happy. That's why I'm putting my best into this video. Well, if you think it's the best, comment below. As they say out loud, I say it to you because I want you to get more from this and the next and other videos. So comment. Tell me, good or bad, let's be constructive, because I'm not going to blame the people from the past when those people no longer are in my life. It doesn't make sense. That's a way of poor people allowing people from the past to have control over their present and future lives. I mean, imagine it. Giving somebody who has done something negative to you power over your past. Not only your past, but your present and your future. That means they have won. How can you be successful if it's their negativeness that you're taking on? They are successful, even through their own negativity. They win. The next way is poor people save money when others, rich people, invest. So if you save money, I'm not criticizing that. It's not the worst technique ever to do with money. Surely there can be better ways of doing it, for sure. Saving money and giving habits, say for example, to children to save money is a wonderful thing. However, economies change. Different ways of doing things come about. All we need to know is that there are opportunities out there if we do another thing with that said money. If we have a limited amount of money and we invest it into something, into something else, into somebody else, we then are making that money possibly and potentially and probably grow. That is how we can become better with our money. And that is an active way of actually going out there and turning negatives, no haves, to some haves, will haves, being richer in our thought process, in our action. Second last day today that I'm going to share with you is that poor people eat badly. Believe it or not, how does that matter? I mean, seriously, how does that matter? Well, by eating badly and then thinking they deserve to eat badly, well, that's just absolute nonsense. Eating badly is a form of punishment or so. I mean, come on. What is the main reason we eat? As human beings, we eat for energy. Look at any reptile, any animal, mammal, anything out there. They eat when they slow down. They need to eat for energy, consumption. So consume like a car, you put it in, that diesel, that gas, that petrol, that oil, whatever is going into that car, that water, it gives us the ability to motor on down. So motor on down with your body, with your mind, with your brain, with everything, and eat better if you want to be in the rich vein of form. Lastly then, it's quite often that poor people have some form of just self-sabotage. I mean, like watching endless hours of meaningless, and I mean meaningless garbage television. I mean, there's wonderful things on YouTube. You got it. You're right here. And so watch it for sure. But meaningless hours of television, it's just going nowhere. It'll bring us nowhere. But if you self-sabotage yourself, or even by, say, going out and exercising and then eating a lot of just crap afterwards, it's contradicting the good that you've done. Why not reward yourself and say, hey, well done? So that's it for now. That is the 10 ways in which poor people do just that and rich people just don't. So please subscribe, comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day.